put me in position so I can be successful long term. You only thinking about trying to win now.
Just touched down, back on road, counting money, man. You know how it goes. Hit the VIP and tell my strike a pose. Hop in mode. Just touched down, back on road, counting money, man. You know how it goes. Hit the VIP and tell my to strike a pose. Hop in mode.
Today's episode of the Barcode Podcast 414 is sponsored by Tony B's Steak Chips, beef jerky that crunches like a chip and tastes like a 5-star steak. Use promo code The Barcode for 25% off at eatsteakchips.com.
Yo, coming to the Barcode Podcast, man. Y'all already know he a Milwaukee native, 414. Born and raised, man, and I got to give him his flowers before I say his name, y'all, but I'm pretty sure y'all know his name, but I'm going to still say it anyway, but got to give his flowers, man. He's a West Allis Central High School alumni. He went to Lincoln College. He went to the University of Chicago, and he went to Texas Wesleyan University, and I can't forget either, y'all. This young man leaves for Africa today to play professional basketball. His name is Najeal Young. Thank you so much, bro. Taking the time out. Coming to the Barcode Podcast, 414, baby. How you doing?
414, gotta show love to the city, man. I always put on for the city, man. Gotta get back.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that too, bro.
Having me on, man.
And I really appreciate you because, Najeal, for those who don't know, Najeal do leave today to play overseas in Africa. That is real huge. Before we started, the show, it just, in my head, it's like, damn, Nigel's going to play in Africa. Like, that's super duper dope, bro. And I know I met you, a few years back, and I got to put in there, when we played at AP, was it AP?
Yeah.
But he bust my ass too, y'all. I can get it. I'm like, okay, this little young motherfucker can play some ball. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm with it, dog. I remember that.
Bust my ass, y'all. But it's all love. I love you, man. Left-handed too. Yeah, left-handed man can play some ball, man. So, but that's a great deal. But before we get into the show, Nigel, I got a few things I want to know about you because you younger than me. You different generations. So I just want to see where your head at with everything. So,
okay.
Yeah. Who your favorite rapper? Give me top 3.
Oh, I'm gonna go Drake, J. Cole, and right now Rod. Rod is up there. I mean, if y'all can classify him as a rapper or not, but Drake, J. Cole, and Rodway. Those my 3.
That's
Easy.
all. I love them picks. I love it. Especially J. Cole. He, a lot of people don't give him his credit. He's really a beast. I love it.
He different.
But
that's my top 3.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But that's my top 3. Those 3 dudes is always on my playlist.
Okay. All right, next one. Favorite place to eat. It can be in Milwaukee or out of state, wherever. Your favorite place to eat.
Okay, well, I'm vegan now. I'm plant-based. So my stuff has changed over the years. So right now it's this place in the mill called Twisted Plants. Over there off of over east, near going towards the lake. I can't think of the street by Kearns Center downtown where we always had a all county. It's
Okay.
right in that spot, and it's a Twisted plant-based spot. Good, bro. It's fire, absolute fire, bro.
Dude, hey, listen, the food may be fire, but I wish that I got a clean diet than like a normal person, but I wish I can be like a plant-based type of guy. I eat clean. I eat like shrimp and salmon, and I eat you know what I'm saying? I don't be eating no fast food, none of that stuff. But to be plant-based, that's cold. I might have to try it out when I come back, though. When I go back tomorrow,
I had to. No, man, it did great things for me and my body, like being able to heal and stuff. Like I had tore my meniscus along my journey, and then I was trying to search for a way to gain a competitive advantage. as a player, how can I get in better shape? How can I last longer? Because as you become a pro, everybody can do everything. So it's all about who can do what they do the best, the longest, and that's what gets you over the edge. So
Oh,
I was hunting for a way to get better, and I was like, well, let me change my diet, and then man, it worked. Like I got
that's
dumb energy, dumb
yeah,
energy, dumb
nice.
energy.
That itinerary, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Favorite athlete growing up.
So this is tricky, okay? Because obviously I'm a LeBron fan, but somebody that I used to watch a lot. I don't know if you recall, but Chris Bonds, he went to Washington.
Washington.
He went to Washington. That was my first favorite. Like Chris Bonds was my first favorite. He was 4 years older than me. So growing up, my pops used to coach them. And I used to watch Chris Bonds and Alex Dean every night. And them dudes was different. So those are my favorite. And obviously I learned about Mike Beasley. He became my favorite. Mike Beasley was a dog coming out of high school and going into college. Like, and he's still a dog, but it was Beasley. And then Bron and Kobe is the obvious favorites. But in terms of like people that go catch that people might not think, give me Chris Vines from the city. It's an animal.
Adam.
Chris Vines from the city was an animal, bro. And then Mike Beasley. And yeah, those was my favorite. I used to watch those dudes all the time.
Yeah, and somebody asked me, this was like off camera, like over the phone and shit.
Mm.
Somebody asked me, like, Q, you always ask people who the toughest they had the guard. Who the toughest motherfucker you had the guard? And I'm like, Chris Vines is on that list.
For
Because
sure.
if me and Chris Vines are not, if I'm not stronger than him or he's stronger than me, it's like neck and neck. Or I feel like Chris is like stronger than me, as far as like stronger and physical. Because I'm a physical motherfucker, but that boy is something different, boy.
He used his body well, man. He was goated, bro.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, but if you didn't play basketball, what would be your dream job?
Um, well, I enjoy kids, bro. I enjoy coaching. And so I would be definitely doing that, trying to find a way to give back and help these kids play this game. I'm into poetry, playing the piano. So I can see myself doing something like that, writing and stuff like that. So but for sure it would be coaching.
Okay,
Uh not a doubt. And probably some little artsy stuff on the side, but coaching
okay,
for
okay. All right, thin crush or deep dish?
keep this.
Favorite shoes to wear when you hooping?
So it switched over the years. At one point it was bronze heavy. All I wore was bronze. The ones that he had to strap, the 12s, the soldier 12s, those were my favorite. I had every like 4 or 5 pair of those in multiple colors. Like I love those. Those are probably still my favorite. But then I had a phase where all I wore was Jordans. So I love the 10s. They are comfortable to play in. And I
Yeah,
love those 12s too. I love those
very
too.
comfortable. Yes, sir. Both of them. Yeah.
And,
All right,
yeah.
last one. Favorite pregame music?
So I play music that is common. So it's more like a smooth R&B, copacetic type of vibe be for games because I'm already jacked up and wired. So I don't need the music to wire me up more, burn all my energy before the game even starts. So I play some stuff that kind of keep me cool. That's why I said Drake and J. Cole that got that kind of killer smooth saying, and then I go in mode. It's just one song that I play right before the game. He from the mill, and it's called Big Money. I know you know who it is. Big Money.
Yeah, come on.
Money.
Let's
I play that
go.
right before the game. Big money, big money. I start going nuts, and then I tee up.
Which fat in the night? Hey, me right.
Yeah,
Hey, how
that's
about
the
like?
word right there. That big money got to come on the headset.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And that's dope, man. I know that music, man. I just wanted to know, man, because I'm considered an OG, 36.
Yeah.
And you know, my approach to the game and the things I like and the players I like is, of course, totally different than yours. And I want to implement that. I want to see, like, you know what I'm saying, like what other people like and what they do, because I know what I do when I play basketball. I just want to see, and thank you for sharing that. So now it's time to get in the real deal, the Nigel Young story. And the first thing I want to know is, one, your upbringing. And because I know that you had, and correct me if I'm wrong, you got five brothers, seven sisters.
I got so I got three brothers.
Okay.
All right, Lydell, and then I got two younger brothers that are basically little brothers. Basically, you know how that go. But I got one actual blood brother, Lydell, and then I got seven sisters. Got seven sisters, so it's a lot of us, bro. We kind of a joined family from both sides, mom side, pop side. But yes, it's plenty of us, bro. Plenty of cousins. It's a whole little widespread of us, bro. But yeah,
Yeah, and but I found that very interesting because I have no brothers and I have six sisters. So I
mhm.
want to know like how it was growing up in, you know, the household, or, you know, going to your, you know, however the situation was, you
Yeah,
know,
for
going
sure.
to your father's house, going to your mama. Like, how was that? Are you the oldest or?
So on my mom's side, yes, I'm the oldest. On my dad's side, I got an older sister. So and so yeah, so it was a great experience, bro. Like at mom's house, I was the oldest, I was the only boy. So I was expected to do a lot. I did a lot. And then when I go to that house, I got my brother and then my other two sisters over there. So it was a whole different environment, you know. But I grew up with both my parents, you know what I'm saying? My parents did a great job trying to work together to make sure that I had the things that I had, and instilling the proper things in me to make sure that I can go and do the things that I want to do. So I mean, I was fortunate. You know, my dad, Dale Young. I'm sure everybody that watched it gonna know who he is or seen him around before. But no, our pops was heavy in the community. Had an AAU squad, Wisconsin Elite over there at Urban Day. That was where we stationed at off of Atkinson. Off of Atkinson, you know what I'm saying? So I spent a lot of time over there. And that's where I saw Chef and Barnes and all those guys, Lamar Wall and all those dudes. Um, so yeah, man, it was an interesting upbringing for sure. Moms, we moved around probably all parts of the city, and then moved out the state. I lived in Tennessee for a little bit, for like a year or two. Played some football growing up. So man, I didn't move a little bit, but it's been cool, man. It's been a hell of a journey for sure.
Yeah, and it's dope, man. It's real good to have. I know for me, I love all six of my sisters. You know, they still spoil me in a sense. You know what I'm saying? But just getting that nurturing and, you know, that love from a woman. You know, I love that. You know, I love my sisters, and I know I'm pretty sure you love your siblings, and that's very dope. And thank you for sharing that, because, you know, a lot of people, man, they grow up in single parent households, and, you know, you have, you know, both parents, man, and who you are, Nigel. You a great dude, bro. Like, I want you to know that. Like, you a cool
Appreciate
dude.
that, bro.
Yeah, you a humble dude, bro. So that's dope. Now, who influenced you to play basketball though?
Pops was the first one to put the ball in my hand. First one to put the ball in my hand. At first, I was on the pigskin wave. I was into that, and
Mm.
then right around third grade, we went to um, St. Cat's on 51st.
Yeah.
St. Cat's, that's where it started at on 51st. Was playing with Coach Ken and the Wizards back in the day, fourth, fifth grade. Back in no, it was third grade. So I started with them in third grade with the Wizards. So yeah, bro, it's been that ever since. And then I fell in love. I fell in love with it right away. Obviously, I wasn't that good right away. I had to start off. We had a bunch of guys in my grade that was coming up that was like that, coming out of eighth grade and things like that. But I just kept hooping, man. I just kept standing in the gym. Like that's all I wanted to do was play ball. It didn't matter where it was, in the alley, at the park, riding a bike to all the parks, to McGov, to Lincoln, to Diener. It didn't matter. We was on them. We was trying to hoop at any given turn. Like, and so I mean, I lived down the street. We lived on 51st. My pops did, and we lived down the street from D. Burton. You know what I'm saying? So we used to be in the alley getting to it.
Yeah.
Getting to it. So man, no, I miss them days, dog, because that's just those was the days that I think kids these days don't have. Like they don't have that park, let's meet up and hoop in the alley, like grit to them. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's different, it's way different. But man, that stuff made me who I am. All the battles I had with my brother, my big cousins in the alley. Like I said, D Bird was down the street, Lil Larry was down the street. I mean, it was a bunch of people that would come around and we would be hooping, man, for Shaheem. I used to run around with Shaheem. And man, bro, it used to be crazy, man. A
Yeah.
lot of hooping sessions on the south side. We used to go to the south side and run.
Mm-hmm.
I miss it, bro. I really do. I
Yeah.
miss it.
And when you say Larry, you mean like Larry Bradley?
No, more.
Oh, whew, I was about to say
More.
Larry Bradley
Larry
was.
Bradley was a different breed,
Oh,
too.
shit.
Larry Bradley was a different breed.
Good boy. Now, okay. Now, got your upbringing. You playing at 51st and Center. You playing in the alley. You playing it, you know what I'm saying? Inner city kid, right?
In the city.
But then you choose West Allis Central. What
Yeah.
made you choose West Allis Central?
Well, I got into King. You know what I'm saying? So I was at their little eighth grade thing that they had that year. And then was supposed to go to King with everybody, Arroyo, Chris Stovall, Damo Borum. I was supposed to go there with them, but then I actually ended up going to what's that school way out there? Thomas More.
Thomas
I went
More.
to Thomas More my freshman year, and then I ended up transferring to West Dallas at halfway through my freshman year. And then I got to West Dallas, and that's where Darville was already there. Anthony Harris was already there. Then Pooh came with Jarvis Garrett Pooh. He came in the following year. And then we had Big Tone transfer, Quan come in, and all of a sudden we started getting a bunch of talent just come through West Dallas. But Darville was the first of that wave to go out to West Dallas, and then I just followed.
Yeah, because you and Darville, y'all are like best friends.
We tight. We go way back, all the way back to third grade. The NCSL All Stars.
Oh,
The throwback on 51st Street, the throwdown, man. But no, me and Vale still tight. He's coaching over there at the high school now, doing a lot of great things. That's my brother, man. We solid. We solid. So
yeah, that's dope. Now after transferring from the first high school you went to, going into West House, did you know Coach Malachnik or
so at that time, Malashnik was the girls' coach. He wasn't coaching boys. He didn't start coaching boys probably until a couple years before his son came in to high school. So he was on the girls' side. So I had Coach Josie first, my freshman year and my sophomore year. And then after sophomore year, Josie went to Oak Creek. And then Lou Chapman came in. That man Donald.
that?
Oh, man, Donald, man, Chapman. Dog, Donald was great. He taught me a lot. He taught me how to approach the game. He was big on that, and he stayed on me. We got into it, but what high school and player don't ever have a little thrash? But man, to this day, I rock with Lou, man. He taught me a lot. He really put a whole different understanding on how to approach the game and how you should prepare for the game and things like that. So I really appreciate Donald.
Yeah.
And then after junior year, Malashnik took over the boys program because Chapman left,
Okay.
and I think he went to Whitewater after that. Uh,
He sure did. Yeah.
Whitewater after that. So then after he left, Malashnik came over to the boys side my senior year, and then we had our best year that year. We always had the talent at the White. We just couldn't ever put it all together with the coaching and the playing, if and trying to find a way to make that all work. But
Yeah.
senior year, that was my senior year, Darvell and Tone. And then Pooh was a junior. Brandon Key had just came in as a freshman. We had some extremely good sophomores. Jaquan Carson, he was a junior as well. So a solid veteran point guard or back backup guard. Then we had some young guns that was just go. Ronald and Michi was just some animals and dogs
Remember
on that.
Mickey? Yeah,
Yeah, little dark skinned Meech.
yeah.
Yeah, he was different, bro. He was different, crazy motor. But my senior year, we went one conference, and then we had to play King at our place to go to play Park to go upstate. So that was like the sectional prelim or whatever, or something like that. And
Yeah.
then after we played King, we lost to King by 4. Stokes hit a big three at the top of the key, deep two, crossed half, pulled it, laced that joint. So we go down 4, try to make a play on the other end, and just didn't pan out the way it was supposed to. But man, senior year was a grind.
Oh man, not at the crib. Woo! Come
Like I
on.
said, that gym was the most packed I've ever seen. That gym, you couldn't walk in there, you couldn't stand. It was people everywhere, bro, everywhere. That game was cracking. Bro. That game was so lit. That was almost the state championship game right there.
Like low key.
Right there, bro. That was the state game.
So your 4 years playing high school ball, that was like the most intense game or the most
Not,
packed game? Or
not the most intense, but it had the most on the line for sure. It was definitely it probably was at the top just in terms of the magnitude. It was playoffs. It's senior year. If you lose, you go home. And so yeah, it was man. It was intense. It was packed. It was loud.
how?
It was fun, bro. It was fun, and that's why you play the game, right? You trying to be in those big moments, those big games where it matters, where you got to make shots, where you got to make plays, and that's why you play. That's why you compete is to have those moments. So, yeah, man, that was one game for sure.
Mm-hmm. And now that you older, now and looking back at it, high school, because it seemed like, it was like a lot of, this, like you go to this school, then you go here. Then you have this coach, and then you got another coach, and then you got another coach. Looking back at it now, Nigel, are you happy with your high school career? Because you had a good high school career, don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
But when you just got something like steady,
yeah.
you feel what I'm saying? I
I
feel like
like that in my high school career. Something constant. I didn't have the same coach at no. I haven't had the same coach for back to back years since my dad stopped coaching me in 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had to play for a whole different coach every time I line up to play again. Like it has not been the same coach for 2 seasons back to back. So I just got used to being able to adapt to how people are, right? And I learned quickly. Everybody ain't the same. Coaches don't think the same. Coaches got their own way. Some coaches got egos, right? We do have that out here. Some coaches don't really know what they're doing. Some coaches get job, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you have that give and take. But I wish that I could have had something constant in high school where I had the same coach and I knew what to expect coming into the next year. So I knew how I can progress. I always had to change my game or adapt to what he wanted me to do. And I could never flourish. I feel like the way I truly had the talent to. I think it was a little bit some blocks there because I could never keep the same flow every year and learning that. And that was just, I mean, it was just something that I had to deal with. I mean, it wasn't easy though, because like I said, I went from Coach Josie to Coach Chapman to Malashnik to college, and then all in college I had. So it was like, bro, can I get the same dude back so I can at least learn him and we figure it out and go from there? But hey, it's been a journey for sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, yeah, and for you to, be, at that time, you were a kid, and for you to embrace each coach,
Mhm.
like my hat goes off to you for real, because I could just imagine if I had different coaches each year, like especially with my attitude. See, the nice Q bar, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go back to when I was in high school, like every
Yeah,
different coach, I was like, man, fuck this shit. Like,
yeah. I don't know
it
what
would
you
have been
talking about.
frustrating. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Now, do you feel like you played out of position? Like,
absolutely, absolutely. I'm 6'5", right, and I hit 6'5", by the end of my junior year, going into my senior year, where I was pretty much 6'5". And I feel like my coaches didn't ever allow me to develop my outside game,
Mm-hmm.
right? So all my career, the only person that was okay with it was obviously when I played AU with my dad, and he let me play up a lot. But as I got into the structured teams, everybody just wanted me to go inside, post up, and go rebound because I'm an athlete, strong, all that stuff. But then I don't feel like a coach ever allowed me the growing pains to learn how to play on the wing, come off pick and rolls, shoot the three ball constantly, right? So those were things that I worked on all the time in my off seasons. But then I get to the season and I could never show or actually get comfortable doing those things in games because no, Nigel, go play the 4 or the 5 and go board and go post up and go be an animal in the paint. And I can do that. You watch my tapes, I'm an animal in there. I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I get busy in there on anybody.
I know
But
you got busy on me, but go ahead.
it's a problem in that paint. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It don't matter. 7 feet, seven, it don't matter. I get busy in there. But I feel like one of the things that I ain't gonna say stopped me, but it definitely made it a little bit more challenging that I didn't have a coach that believed in me enough or trusted me enough to say, hey, I'm gonna put you here. Or I'll be on a team where I have the same skill set as the other wing guy who's taller, but he has no post game. He has no inside game. He don't know how to go in there. He don't got the toughness to go in there. So it was like, well, he's 6'8", you 6'5", but you way tougher. So, so you go down there and be an animal while I'm gonna put him on a ring and allow him to shoot threes. And at the time, I didn't care. I just wanted to hoop, but I did not understand big picture, long term. If I'm trying to think about the NBA or high leagues overseas, I'm 6'5", bro. I'm a two guard, point guard these days. Like
Yeah.
two, I'm a 2-1. And I don't think I didn't have a coach that like, Nigel, I'm gonna show you how to truly be a guard and put you in these positions in the game and allow you to grow through those errors and get better at it. And
Yeah.
over time, obviously, I had elite guards around me, so I just picked up stuff, asked a lot of questions. I watched a lot of film, bro. I spent millions of hours on YouTube, watching highlight tapes, watching games, studying guards. And so when I would go to the gym and train with my brother, we ain't had no trainers like trainers exist now. So we was in the cones and chairs. Come here, bink, bink, wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? Get to the real pull up. So I worked on it, and I always had the skill, but it didn't ever come out in games until after I graduated college. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when I was allowed to be a wing. But even then, it was like, well, we don't know if you can do it because we haven't seen any film of you doing it, so we're not sure. So we're gonna throw you at this 3-4-4-3, allow you to be a matchup problem for teams. And
Mhm.
so that was kind of always the role that I played. Um, and I thrive in it. I figure out a way. My mid range game is, I mean, that's where I eat. That's 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 I live there. So, uh,
Mhm.
like I said, as I continue to develop and grow and grow and grow, my guard game got added over the years. I met Von. I don't know if you know Von McCoy.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
two trainer, crazy ball handling. I didn't meet Von until I was like 19, and I got in the gym heavy with Von, and he helped me get my handle OD, my footwork OD, and then from there my outside game took off. It
Yeah.
started to be better year after year after year. But like I said, I train on it all summer long, getting in the lab, hitting cones, coming off the pick and rolls, doing my thing. And I get to my season with my college coach. Nah, I need you at the 5. No, I need you at the 4. So while everybody else my size is getting opportunities to play the wing and show that they can do other things, I'm being put into a box. And that's where my friction with coaches came in at, because I don't like that. Like, bro, let me rock. Like, I'm gonna do what you asked me to do,
But
but
let me rock though.
put me in position so I can be successful long term. You only thinking about trying to win now. And I get that that's your job as a coach, but like, you're not helping me at all. I'm just helping you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So where can we find this even ground? And whenever I would push back against that, that's when I would have issues with coaches. It was them trying to, I don't shoot. I would have coaches tell me, don't shoot the mid range. Don't shoot it. Don't. I'm like, I can't always. I'm not gonna go to the rim 100% of the time. Like, you
Yeah,
set me up to fail. Like,
yeah, for
it's
real.
not realistic. It's just not realistic. Yes,
Yeah,
I am a great slasher. I get to the rim at will against anybody, but I can't. I can't just go to the rim every single time, bro. Like, you got to be able to at least shoot the midi. At least be able to shoot the
at
pull up,
least.
at
Yeah.
least be able to hit the pull up, and then now you're an actual threat. But going
Mhm.
to the rim all the time, they're gonna be guarding me how they guarding bro in the league.
Yeah.
Westbrook sitting at the free throw
Exactly.
line, and he at the 3-point line. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And it's
yeah,
crazy
so it
that
was,
you
man, it's
that you
crazy.
talk about that, Nigel, because me going when I went to Vincent, I caught a little backlash, because I was just like you, but I was just 6'3". But I could put on the floor, shoot the midi, the three and all. Then I go to Vincent and I play the 4 and the 5.
Yeah.
So it seemed like you embraced the role just like I embraced the role. Like we embraced the role together, like the same way. Like I had my times where I was frustrated, like, dude, I can shoot this shit. You know what I'm saying? But as time went on, of course, I was able to do it. So for you to embrace it, and like I said, man, looking back at it, look how you play now, Nigel. Now you can be a matchup nightmare. You get a motherfucker 6'3", 6'4", you can post up. Now you get a 6'7", 6'8" slow motherfucker on the perimeter. Now you blowing past them. You know what I'm saying? So you got the best of both worlds. So, at that time, of course, we don't like the shit. But as you grow older, you're a professional. So
Yeah,
it
for sure.
works in your favor, bro.
Yeah, but that's the only thing that I would say. Like, it definitely. I know I can go inside, outside. I would rather, honestly, I like being inside there. I like getting in there and being inside them giants and hitting. I like it. That's where we from. That's how we play. So I'm cool. But I understand that the game says I have to be a whole different type of a player and blend that finesse and physique. You know what I'm saying? I have to blend the grit and the power. I have to blend it all. I can't just be a one way type of a player, or I won't have a long career. So I've had to adapt
Yeah.
and adjust to those changes in the game.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for it, man. And now I would say it helped me a lot, but the ways that it hurt me is that now I still have the question mark of can he truly shoot the three ball? Like truly, like we know he's capable, but can he really shoot it consistently enough to be a legitimate 2 or 1? You know what I'm saying? Or 3, 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's not, I got the game to handle it. I can break guys down off the bounce. I can make plays for other players. I think that's probably the aspect of my game that's slept on, is that I can play make. I pass the ball extremely well in games. But the real question is can he really shoot that three ball consistently? And I feel like that wouldn't be a question if I would have got those reps in high school. If I would have got those reps in high school. But I didn't start shooting at all. I didn't start shooting the ball until senior year of high school. That's when I started shooting mid ranges and stuff. Like before that, bro, it was all paint. Rim, rim, rim. I'm gonna dunk on you.
Yeah.
That's all my dad said. If you don't dunk the ball, you're not going D1. So that was just the mentality, bro.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's all good, bro. But no,
Yeah.
at West Allis Central, I want to know like the toughest team that you had to play in conference, non-conference, the toughest player you had to guard, because you was the beast, the animal. Did you have anybody, that was hard as hell to guard, or not even hard as hell to guard, but just like, oh shit, I gotta come with my shit because he coming with it.
Coming with it. Honestly, whenever I get on the floor and play Deontay Burton, like I love playing, bro, just because I feel like we a lot the same. And he always on go. He always on go. Tough to guard because we have the same hand. We both left-handed. Quick first step like I do, strong like I am. So growing up playing D Burden, I would say that was probably the toughest matchup. Him and E Cook, I love going up against E Cook. Same thing, high motor guy, strong, athletic. So like above the rim, we all kind of similar players in that sense. So E Cook, playing against E Cook is fun for me because like I said, I know he gonna come and compete D Burton, I know he coming on the same type time. So
you coming on the same type of time too.
I'm coming on that because I'm trying to prove it too. So I already know unconsciously it's not even being said. We finna get after it. We finna get after it. It don't even got to be said, talked about. We just know when we check up, open gym, it don't matter. We finna get busy. It's that every time, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that because that's how I'm coming. So. But no, I really respect those two dudes from the mill. Obviously, there's a lot of other players that we could talk about that I love, but those two dudes, man, is it for me. In terms of professional, when I got to no, I'm gonna go college. I had a buddy in college, Paris Burns. I went to school with him in Chicago, point guard, really shifty. It was a dog, bro. It was a dog from the rack from out west too. So he got a whole different mentality. Uh, dude was a tough cover. Paris Bass at Detroit. He's in the league now. He plays for the Jazz. When I was in Chicago, we played him, and he was 6'8", could handle it, could shoot it. I was like, yo, dude, different. Dude, different, yo. Dude, different. You see who else I seen on the circuit? I was on the AAU team with Dwayne, Playground Elite back in the day. Then I went to Playground Warriors. So I was with JP and Sam Decker and all those guys. So we went around the world, obviously, and played guys. Perry Ellis, I remember Perry Ellis when he was 8th, 9th grade coming through high school. Was point guard. Isaiah Briscoe, tough cover. Quinn Cook, tough cover. Tough cover.
How tall is Quinn Cook? Is he like 6'3"?
No, his hair may make him 6'3", but he really like 6'1", 6'2", for real. But no, I saw Quinn Cook, bro, come to the G League, get 40, go back up when Steph was hurt, get a dub, 25, come back down and get 40 again. Like, dude was different.
Yeah.
Who else? Had a chance to go against Terrence Jones while I was over in Golden State in Santa Cruz. Terrence Jones, Jeremy Pargo, Michael Benajay, George from Iowa State. Who remember the light skinned boy from Iowa State?
Mm-hmm.
He was different. He really was different. I'll tell you a quick little story. When we was in training camp for Santa Cruz, we had a day. It might have been day 3. We going up and down playing runs, and me and George get into it like verbally. Right, he started talking crazy because the day before we was talking about national championships. Well, me and Quinn Cook was the only ones on the roster that had national championships. So it came up, and I was like, I got a natty. You know what I'm saying? At the NAI, and he was like, man, that ain't nothing. That's NAI. Well, I'm like, what? Like, no, you know what I'm saying? So it went up. So we started talking like that the day before. So then the next day in practice, he make a shot or whatever and say something slick. So it was, you don't know who I am, bro. So we started jawing, going at it, bro. And one of them days. It was
just one of them days.
One of them days.
Yeah.
But I got mad respect for George and them, man. Toughest covers. I didn't seen some killers. Honestly, some of these foreign cats I done bumped into overseas. While I was in Australia, and I know we'll dive more into the journey.
Yeah, most definitely.
While I was in Australia, bro, we had a team from China come over to play us, right? While I was playing, and they had this one Asian dude, probably a guard. He didn't miss. He didn't miss. He was like clay, but he didn't miss, bro. Staggers had me chasing this dude all around the court. It didn't matter if I was there. And if I was late, he definitely wasn't gonna go and miss. But I was there. He killed me that game, bro.
No,
hey,
man. We always, hey, we all
Oh,
as a basketball player have our days where it's like,
bro,
damn, dude, just having his day. You know what I'm
he
saying?
having his. I still did my thing in that game, but I felt like I lost the battle. I was like, he killed me today, bro. Like, yeah, I had a dub, but he didn't miss. His team won, and I couldn't stop him, so I lost. I lost. He killed me, dog. It was crazy.
Yeah. Now, just going back to high school, just wrap it up with the high school. But despite all the stuff that you went through, not able to really showcase your game, you still was able to receive. You got 2-time All-State selection your junior and senior year. You got first team All Region. Your first team All Region. So I think you did pretty good. As far as your senior year, though, what all offers did you have?
Man, that's bro. This story crazy. So I feel like I got cheated. I feel like I got cheated, and the reason why I say that is because I was on every top team that we had in Milwaukee, Playground Elite, Playground Warriors, and I traveled. I was EYBL, and then I was the Gauntlet, right? So I played in front of coaches all the time, right? I performed on a night in, night out basis, right? It was very rare that you came to see me play in AAU, and I didn't do my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I only had Kirkwood for real, like on the table to go, and I graduated with a 3.5. You know what I'm saying? So I I that's why I say I feel like I got cheated. I had a 3.5 coming out of high school, cumulative. Like it wasn't the one time I was averaging that on a consistent basis of 3.5, 3.6. And I was high major. I felt like talent in terms of my ability to jump mid major to high major coming out of high school. But I feel like again my lack of being able to showcase my abilities because like on the AAU circuit with all these coaches, I don't know if I had the people pushing me the way I needed to be pushed and advertised to these teams to get me a mid major or a high major scholarship. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I had got interest over the course of years from some big time programs, but nothing ever came through. And I think that it's just because my people didn't necessarily fully understand the process of how it all worked or what we could or couldn't do in terms of that. And I just think that in terms of AAU, um, I just don't know if I was being advertised and
Yeah, do
pushed.
you feel like, because you said you played with Sam Decker, and
AP.
do you feel like you was overshadowed by them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love those dudes. Those dudes is like brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like we still tight, but like um I just felt like I didn't get enough to really put me on that stage. And if you go watch them games, bro, it you couldn't say, oh, Nigel not on the floor. Like you knew I was out there double consistently, 20 and 10, 15, 18 and 12, 3 blocks, 3 steals. Like I was impact every time. You know what I'm saying? So like it didn't make sense to me. I'm seeing everybody get offers, and I'm still sitting here with literally nothing, no major offers,
Now, do
no
you think now do you think it was the coaching change too?
this.
While you was at West Allis Central?
Yeah,
So a lot of times these college coaches are calling the head coaches. So
yeah,
they probably calling, all your coaching. They're like, oh man, I'm at Whitewater. Oh, I'm at Oak Creek. Like,
I'm here, I'm there. And yeah, and that's my thing too. Is just like I think it was just some discrepancies in how it was being advertised and pushed to these college coaches. Cause I feel like coming out, I should at least be a mid-major and had an opportunity to. I mean, I had a 3.5. So it wasn't like you know what I'm saying? It was like
ain't
I
many
feel like
motherfuckers that can say they had a 3.5, because I know I didn't. I had a fucking like 2.5.
you know what I'm saying? So it was just like for me, it was like, dang, how did I get here? But it was like, you know what? I want to play this game. And this is not the ideal journey. Obviously, don't know about it. I ain't gonna again going that route though made me who I am. Because if you understand one thing about playing down in that level, it's dog eat dog
Mm-hmm.
down there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody coming to save you at Kirkwood.
Yeah,
at
well, speaking of Kirkwood though, so that's where you wind up going like right
Yeah,
out of high school? So how
right
did
out of high
yeah.
school, I went to
So how
Kirk.
did that go for you going to Kirkwood? Because Kirkwood is still a good school because that's where I was about to go. But how
It
was
was a
it
good
for you?
school. It was a good school then, and man, I had ran into it, got into it with the head coach over there. I'm gonna be blunt about it. My first year, McKay was at Indian Hills that year. That I was a freshman. He was a sophomore before he went to Iowa State. Um, so we get ready to play Indian Hills, and me and my coach is not seeing eye to eye. This is one of those stories where the guy he's playing over me, I know I'm better than, but he's a sophomore. I'm a freshman. Coach likes him, and we got this situation going on here, right? And so it was I felt like he wasn't being fair. I felt like he wasn't being real to the game, right? I'm like, bro, he's not in the gym more than me. He's not better than me, but you playing him more than me. So to start off the year, bro, he really wasn't trying to play me, right? And then we come into game 2 at Indian Hills, and he need a dog to go out there and do what dogs
Yeah,
do
because
because
Indian Hill got them dogs. Yeah.
Indian Hills got animals, real animals. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no fake over there. So he throw me in the game. But I played less than 20. I might have played 21 minutes that night. I had 26, 8, and like 3, right? On that night, it was like, and it was like, bro, just play me. Then the next game he'll play me, I had 20 and 10. Then we got into it in practice. He didn't like some. He wanted me to do it. I was like, so I asked him a question. He didn't like that. I asked him a question and challenged him. So he got mad. He sat me. He suspended me from the team for like a week. Then the week leading, or the few days leading up to play Hills again, because we played Hills at their place, and then Hills had to come play us again. So he allows me back on the team a few days before that game. He allows me back on the team a few days before that game, bro. And I practice. He don't start me. I play 18 minutes the whole night. 18. I came out. I had over 20 again. Dunked on McKay, like off a drop step. Uh, um, it was all off the bench in under 20. Like, this was in a half. I'm giving you a double double, and it was more so on some like, screw you. I'm finna show you that I'm that, and that you should be playing me. And so I had a whole different attitude of like, man, I ain't rocking with you, bro. But if you put me out here, I'm not passing. If I get it, I'm going to the basket. I'm not passing. And I already know you're gonna be on some bull. So every time I touch it, I'm going to score. I'm going to score.
Hey, Nigel, my hat goes off to you because I never forget when I visit Kirkwood, if y'all don't know where Kirkwood at, it's in Iowa. All right. I went to visit. My visit was supposed to be for like 3 days. Nigel, I think I went home the next day. I'm like, bro, hell no, it's boring as hell out here. I can't. I'm an inner city kid, bro. I can't.
Yeah.
But on some real shit, I do like the conference. You know what I'm saying? It's good basketball and all that shit. Yeah. So at this point, though, he basically fucking with your minute. Are you like frustrated? And the reason why I'm asking that is because it's like I already don't got no fucking D1s, and I had a nice high school career, right?
Mm-hmm.
My cum is a fucking 3.5, and then I come out here, bro, and you on bullshit. Are you frustrated? Like, what's your mindset at this time? You know what I'm saying?
I was 18, bro. So like 18, 19 years old. I was still a little boy at that time in my mentality. So I could have beat him if I understood the game that I was playing, right? I could have beat him, bro, but I let him dictate how I thought and how I approached it, right? I let him get in my head and kind of mess with my emotions a little bit because I wanted to play. I deserve to play. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, dude is on some other type time right now. I don't get dude. And so it turned into some resentment and some hate there. And I was like, man, I ain't, yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is from the, yeah, all right, nigga. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's that. So I had no respect for him. He don't say nothing to me. Like, why is you talking to me? Like, he say something, what? Like, I'm not hearing nothing you gotta
Yeah,
say,
that's
bro.
how
Like,
we act, bro.
checked out, bro. I don't say nothing to me, bro. I'm liable to smack you. And I was at that point.
Yeah.
But if I was a little bit more mature and I understood the game that I was playing, it was a long game. He had to play me. He just he didn't understand what he was trying to do. I feel like, and if I would have played it the right way and kind of approached it a whole different way and kind of just play the game, bro. You get it. Sometimes you got to play this game, being who we are and where we from. They are harder on us for no reason. They cheat us for no reason sometimes, and I got caught in that, and I got caught in the back and forth of me and him, and so I just like, man,
Yeah,
but I wish I could have been more mature and handled that better. But that was the first time I ever truly dealt with not playing. Like he really wasn't playing me. Like he really
yeah,
wasn't
that's
playing
tough
me.
as fuck. Yeah, that's tough,
Yeah, bro.
man.
Like you really not playing me, bro. Like
Yeah. You come from AU playing with your dad, West Allis Central playing, a lot of
yeah, man.
minutes. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
Playing
like,
up too, like eighth, ninth grade, 10th grade. My dad had me playing up. So I
yeah,
was playing 2 grades up. So I knew I was good enough. So the fact that so I was like, okay, he ain't playing me. The first time he put me in the game, though, everybody say don't count them and it's make them count, right? Make them and it's count.
mm-hmm.
So as soon as he puts me in, I'm like, all right, bet it's that. I'm finna go get it. And bro, I'm giving you a double in less than 20 minutes, and
Mm,
you're still not playing me and starting me. What is wrong with you, bro? Screw
exactly.
all the other. Why is this personal? Like at this point, it feels personal. Why is this personal? Ain't this basketball? I'm producing. Don't and you said if you produce, you play. That's the rule. You produce, you play. I'm producing. Why am I not playing? So it didn't make sense to me. I'm too logical for it. So screw you, but you playing me. You think it's a game.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
I'm producing. I'm giving you a double in less than 20 minutes, and you're not playing me, bro. It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
Hey, so you go through that at Kirkwood, and then what's the next step? Do you get a call from another school, or you call your homeboys, you call your dad? What's the next step? Because I'm pretty sure you didn't stay at Kirkwood. So where did you go afterwards?
So after that freshman year, I'm gonna just run through it, man. After that freshman year, I went to this showcase in Dallas, the All American showcase in Dallas. My man Scott Golden put that together, and so I had went there, and I picked up Iona in New York. So that experience was a different experience. Got to talk about it, bro, because it kind of redirected my path. And again, here's where that maturity and that understanding of the game and honestly, I wish that I had the older cats that's 2, 3, 4 years older than me that when it did it to tell me some of this stuff so I can avoid these issues at these D1s and understand who these coaches really are, right? And so I went to Iona 2014 and I ended up not staying the whole year, right? I came back before the start of the next season, but Iona was a different experience. I was out there with AJ English, David Lowry, some killers, like some straight killers, and obviously I felt like I was top 3 players on the team in terms of production and what we was doing in the offseason and things like that. But I ran into that coach again that just I didn't understand that I had to prove it consistently, right? I think I was still caught up in that I'm me and I know I do what I do. So you should know that too. And you should just not give it to me, but allow me the opportunity to do it. And so when he was hard on me, and I was just like, bro, what do you mean? Like I didn't
Yeah.
understand. Like, and so that was one more of those challenges I think that I failed at. To be honest with you, I think I failed because I could have won that too. I could have won that battle. I could have beat him and been starting on that team by Christmas of that year if I would have had a whole different approach. And I think that
Man,
I lack the understanding of how to deal with it. D1 coaches that come at you that talk about where you're from and
they
uh
do that. They fuck with you.
they mess with your head. I didn't understand. Or you think you tough because you from Milwaukee? You
That's what
or
they do.
or you think you good because you bro, what you
Yeah.
on with me?
So hey, look, so Nigel, so with, and I don't mean to cut you off, but with, you telling me, because this is such a great thing that you saying is for real, bro. And you dealing with that, bro. a lot of people don't know that them coaches is trying to see if you tough enough to handle this. You away from home, and don't forget you on full scholarship, bro.
That's
So
yes,
a lot of coaches do this, y'all. Whoever in tuned in, watching, kids on the way to college. If you're in college now, they do that to try to break you to see. Stay strong, and not saying that you was wrong, because shit, the same shit happened to me. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, they do that shit. But go ahead. You said you had the mentality.
they definitely do it on purpose, bro. And I didn't understand the game. And this is where I feel like the older cats, the white bikes, Jamil, the guy, I look up to those dudes. You know what I'm saying? Those dudes is obviously up there. But I wish they would have, I wish there was a way for me to know that information. Corey Lucius and all them. I wish I would have knew that going in. Like, hey, little bro, when you go D1, he ain't your friend. He don't care. He there about business. He's trying to win his games. He got to feed his family too. So you let it be something between you and him, that's just gone. You know what I'm saying? And he don't give a damn about where you from, your story. He trying to win games. So understand the business. I did not understand the business of it. And I ran into it out there in Iona, and I feel like I failed. I failed that test. I failed that test. Instead of standing strong and being a man and standing through that storm, I decided to go a whole different route. And obviously my path is my path. So I went back down to junior college. And I was at this point, I'm right outside of Illinois at Lincoln, and right out that way that year. So then I go back to JUCO. Now I'm back down in the trenches. I'm like, I was just in New York, 10 minutes from Manhattan. Now I'm back in the cold in the Midwest at JUCO with another coach that we was rocking with. We was rocking with at first. So this is
Oh,
so now we at the next spot, right? We might as well just go through it real quick.
hold on. Let me pause you. Don't forget, Nigel. Let me see. Thomas Moore, that's one coach. Sophomore year at West Allis Central, that's one. You went through 3 coaches at West Allis Central, right?
Yeah.
Kirkwood, Iona, and now Lincoln.
I'm Lincoln. 7 different coaches.
Go ahead. Tell me about Lincoln, bro.
Lincoln. Lincoln was an interesting year. I came into that year like, okay, I saw D1. I got an opportunity now. Now I got to get back. So now my work is a little different now because I got to get back up to D1. So now I'm trying to stay in the gym, work on everything, keep everything up, stay in shape. Again, I'm back in the trenches, so ain't no love here. I got to get it out the mud at this point. And then me and the coach, we was doing our thing. My team was really solid. We actually had a lot of talent on that team, but us as players, it was like us versus the coach instead of us trying to work together. Like we had a national championship team at that school, bro, to compete, but we just couldn't put it together, bro. But at this point, I done been through enough coaches. I'm like, man, I ain't saying nothing to do. Yeah. I'm not finna talk to him. I'm finna show up. I'm finna work out, and I'm going to my room. I'm not talking to him. We ain't got nothing to talk about. As long as he play me and he keep it professional, I ain't trying to be friends with coaches no more. I didn't have my experiences. Leave me alone. Just let me hoop. Just let me hoop, bro. So I started off the year, bro. I was player of the week, back-to-back weeks, averaging 26, 13, and 4. I was on the verge. I was averaging 22 and 10 in conference. I was up for player of the year. My team was on the top of the ladder at this point, or towards the top. We were doing pretty good. Like I said, I was averaging 22 and 10 in conference. Was slaughtering JUCO, bro. Slaughtering JUCO. Then we get to February. Our team is on a downward spiral. Coaches getting into it with players. Again, I told you, I'm staying away from drama. I ain't got nothing to say. If I'm over here, they get the argument. I walk over here. I'm not involved. I'm just here to play basketball. I'm just here to play basketball. I don't want no parts of nothing that's going on. So then he switches it. He completely switches it. He go from playing me to I'm player of the year candidate. And we go the game before playoffs and he benches me. He doesn't play me.
The
He
whole game.
just switched the whole situation. Me and him got into it in practice. He wanted me to do something. I'm like, all right, bet, coach. Don't talk back to me. All right, coach. Don't say nothing. Nigel, leave the gym. What you on, bro? I ain't said nothing to you all year. All year, bro. You mad about some other stuff, and you mad at that we losing games. It ain't my fault. I'm consistent. I'm producing every night. It wasn't no, you didn't have to guess what Nigel was on that night. Nigel was coming to play. 22-10 on a consistent basis. And for the beginning of the season, first half of the season, bro, I was candidate for player of the week every week. It was not a game. I was on that with everybody. Yeah. I didn't say that to him. Just put me on the floor. So I didn't understand, again, why he chose to bench me when I was the most consistent player.
In the playoffs too, though, right? Or
right before the playoffs. And then come playoffs, he wasn't playing me. I'm like, bro, I don't understand. I don't understand. What did I do? Like, tell me for real. Like, we got into it in practice. Are you serious? Like, so that's why you going to bench me the rest of the year and not play me? I'm your player of the year candidate, bro. The reason why we here is I've been consistent. I'm doing my job. Do yours. You know what I'm saying? So we got into it again, and finished out the year. I went back to the showcase after this again because I had some success the last time at this.
This is in Dallas, though, right?
Dallas, yeah. Dallas. My boy Scott put this on in Dallas, so I go back to the showcase. I took Cristobal out there with me a couple times. My boy Larry came out there a couple times and stuff like that in Dallas. So this year, after this school, I go out there again. Bro, I lead there with crazy offers. Like, bro, north of 10, Murray State, Buffalo. Man, I had some schools. Winthrop was on the table. I was in conversations with Seton Hall, slight conversations with Marquette, trying to come back up to the Big East. I always wanted to play at Marquette, by the way. That was my dream school, but it just didn't happen yeah, man, it was I had plenty of offers, and then I ended up going to Chicago because it was close to my family and it was close to my my first son, Jaden. Okay. So I made that choice to go there to try to be closer and try to balance that being a father and then playing ball aspect of it. And yeah, man, so the journey took a spin, but I was killing, bro. I was the top ranked player coming out of school that year, going down there. And I went down there and I slaughtered that showcase.
Yeah, I'm already know.
It was a nightmare in there for people. Check it up, bro. It was a nightmare, bro. But it was fun, and I got some offers. Honestly, hindsight is obviously 2020. If I could do it again, I'm either gonna pick between Murray State or Buffalo. Murray.
I'll cut you off, Nigel. I promise you. This your story. Get your shit off because, just real quick. I told somebody this, man. This real shit, and I do truly apologize for cutting you off. You talking? I love it, bro. I love this shit, Nigel. For real.
Yeah, facts. I appreciate it.
I got a chance. Concordia St. I played at Concordia St. Paul, Division II, right? And I had an offer. St. Cloud State. St. Cloud State fit my game, but it was 9 hours away, and I got a son. You know what I'm saying? I knew I wanted to be closer, so closer was St. Paul, 5 hours away. I knew going in there, signing, like, even though I enjoyed the team and, all that type of stuff, I knew deep down, like, within myself that I didn't choose the right school really for me. Yeah. So to hear you, like, say, like, I chose closer, you know what I'm saying, to Chicago because my son, I feel where you coming from. And looking back, I say the same shit now. Looking back, man, if I would have just went to St. Cloud State, fuck, you know what I'm saying? So continue. So,
fact, bro, because like you get caught up in those emotions, and they say all the time, you don't make emotions while you're happy or while you're sad. You make them. You had not emotions, make choices. Sorry, make choices while you're happy or why you're sad, because you can't necessarily count on those outcomes. And I made a choice purely off the fact of how I felt about being around my son. We fathers, bro. We love being fathers. That is a big part of who we are. So at that time, man, I wanted to be close to my son. I was obviously hearing it about being there. And so it was like trying to find that balance so I can have it all. And it just didn't work out. Ideally, Murray State, that would have been good because Steve Prohm, who was the head coach at the time, left to go to Iowa State. Well, the coach that became the head coach that was recruiting me became the head coach. And then I ended up going to Chicago when I could have played with John Morant his freshman year. I could have played with John Morant, or I could have went to Buffalo and linked up with Lamonte Bearden.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And linked with bro and did it like that.
They went to the NCAA tournament his freshman. So back to back.
So my junior and senior year, I would have been in the NCAA tournament with Monte. My situation would be completely different. Because Chicago was not the best school, but it was where home family was, and they weren't that good the year before, to be honest. They was, but I just was like, I make it work. And it was thick at Chicago with Steve McClain. Steve McClain at UIC was an experience. But man, no, if I could, man, but I would have probably went to Buffalo, linked up with Monte, 2 back-to-back NCAA appearances that would have put me on the stage. And
get down too.
Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? The potential outcomes of that is extraordinary. So
that's real shit. Yeah. Because like the way you play, Nigel, dude, you play like them teams. Like even when I'll be watching the TBT.
Yeah.
I can see you fitting in with them guys, though.
I would have fit in perfectly. I would have fit in perfectly.
They can shoot the 3 in transition, what Nigel wanted to do. They got the bangers, the 15-foot. Nigel, I'm so glad you shared that, bro, because I be looking back like, I choose St. Cloud, and I know you like Murray State or Buffalo, either or,
it would have been.
Because Murray State went to the NCAA tournament. I don't know if it was 2 years, but they went 1 year.
They would have went. My senior year was the year that they went. So it was like,
come on.
Either way, I'd have been on the stage. It'd have been we talking about a whole different story now. But I appreciate the journey, because like I said, I had to learn stuff on each of these roads and learn how to make choices as a man, as a father, as a businessman. I had to learn what things were and the things I should be trying to view when trying to make these types of choices that alter my life long term. And at the time, I think I was thinking too short term. I don't think I had a big enough spectrum or broad understanding of how to, think big picture, and so the learning curve.
It's learning. Yeah, we all learn from it. So, but you wind up ending at Texas Wesleyan.
Texas Wesleyan.
Did I say it right? Wesleyan?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened at Chicago State where you had to leave Chicago and go all the way to Texas?
After the situation in Chicago, I was thinking about quitting.
Oh shit!
I was this close.
Just like, I'm done.
Because coach after coach after coach, school after school after school, I'm exhausted, bro. It's like I keep having to deal with these coaches that ain't really rocking with me, and I'm having to fight these upward battles that aren't realistic. I didn't understand the business side of this game. So after Chicago, bro, I was heavily thinking like, man, I'm done. I'm gonna go coach and go do something else, blah, 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 blah. But then I ended up going back to Dallas. But this time I coached in that event. I didn't play. But I played obviously the previous year. So my coach at Texas, he was at the showcase in Dallas. Said I need a transfer guy. And I was actually talking to William Penn in Iowa to go there for my senior year. Yes, William Penn. Matter of fact, it was to a point where I had pretty much signed to go, verbally expressed to go to William Penn after everything kind of came out and I was thinking about quitting, and then I chose not to. I was like, I'm going to William Penn. They've been after me for 2 years. I'm transferring down, go NAIA, go to Penn, do my thing. We'll see how it go. In the midst of that recruiting process, I ran into Coach in Texas, at Coach at Texas Wesleyan, and then he kept calling my mom like, "You and your mom don't commit. Just come down, check the school out. Come down, check the school. Please don't commit to William Penn. Just come check us out first. See if you like it. Texas. Let's see what in Fort Worth. Let's see what's up." So I'm like, you know what, Mom, let's just go. Mom's like, yeah, let's just go see what it's about. We'll take the trip. It's a free visit.
Yeah, my life.
Yeah. Let's just take the trip. Man, I get out there, vibes were immaculate. Vibes were immaculate, bro. I jailed with the guys that was coming back right away. Good chemistry. I was like, bro, I like this. And I think that this team, I think we got a chance to win. You know what I'm saying? I think we got a chance to win. Penn had 10 D1 transfers that year. So I would have been going up against that, trying to compete against playing time and all that. So I don't mind, but that was the circumstances at Penn. They had 10 D1 transfers. Whereas in Texas, it was only like three or four of us. So it's a lot more room for me to kind of be the guy. But I got out there, man. I fell in love with the school. I chose to go there. Fast forward through the season, first pregame of the season, I break my pinky. I tear my pinky off like this. You see how my joint hanging? So first game of the season,
the left hand shit, dog.
Yeah, for real. Mind you, like I said, all off season, I'm training on shooting. I messed up my pinky on my shooting hand. So I had a cast on my hand the entire season. I couldn't shoot the ball anymore. So the only thing I could do is dunk and lay the ball up. If you watch my highlight tape from senior year, it's nothing but dunks and layups. There's nothing but dunks, and that's all I was doing, bro. Because I couldn't shoot it. And then we ended up, man, we won conference that year, went to the national championship. And this is why I say the NAIA tournament is harder than the NCAA tournament. The talent in the NCAA is way up there. But in terms of how intense and how hard the tournament is, bro, we had to win 5 games in 6 days. We were playing back-to-back nights. So we played at 6, and then the next day at 7, and then the next day at 7 again, and then the next day at 8. So like,
and it's competing.
We competing. Coach only played 8 of us, right? He ain't going deep. He played 8 of us, maybe even lower than that, because this is national tournament time. We the 3rd seed. So we get to the tournament and we doing our thing, bro. We killing. I'm averaging 20 and 10 in the tournament. I'm on the verge. I know I was gonna be all tournament team, but I'm trying to win tournament MVP. I'm on that. So I'm 20 and 10, night after game after game, back to back again. Mind you, this is back to back nights. Back to back nights. We going up against all the best schools in the country. We get to the Final Four game against William Penn. Against William Penn, bro. We beat them.
10 D1 transfers.
10 D1 transfers. They was rotating bodies on me like crazy, bro. I had a new dude guarding me almost every other play because they had the size to match up with me. I played the 5 at my school, by the way. I was the 5. So,
see what I'm saying? Early,
I was the 5. So
I'm the best of both worlds, baby.
I was the 5, and so they rotating guys. The Penn coaches at this time, they ain't saying much to me because I didn't commit to them, and now we finna play them. Dog, they was killing us too. So this Penn game, this is the 4th game in 4 days. They're deeper than we are, so they got more bodies. Those guys aren't as tired. There's 10 of them. It's only 8 of us for real, and out of the 8 of us, only 4 of us is actually like for real. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's ready for this stage, right? So, man, it was tough in that Final Four game against Penn. They was kicking our tail. I remember, and this is one of the moments where you got to really, go back to when you feeling down. But we was down coming out of halftime. I remember it was 14 on the clock. Coach calls a timeout. And I'm sitting there. We're down like 14 or 15 with 14 accolade, right? So we getting our asses handed to us. And obviously, here's where you can make valid excuses. 4 days, 4 games, we're tired, right? Right. So I swear to God, bro, I'm sitting there on the bench, like, damn, I am tired. My legs sore, my back hurt. They switching bodies. I'm messing all my shots in the paint. I'm in my head coming up with some bullshit. Like, man, I'm tired. Then for some, I was like, hold on, bro, this your senior year. What do you
And
got?
I'm from Milwaukee.
And I can't go out like this. I'm not going out like this. Then I was like, don't be no bitch. Don't be talking to myself like don't be talking to myself like I ain't no bitch. Don't be no bitch. I ain't going out like that. Fuck that. Coach talking, going over something in the hole. I'm not hearing nothing he's saying. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Stop being a bitch. Like, play. What are you doing? And that tired, man. You got tomorrow to be tired. You got next week to be tired. That tired shit don't work right now. You either gonna step up right now and be a man and win this game, or your career's done. That's how I looked at it. So I'm sitting there, I'm come out the timeout. Honestly, I blacked out. I don't remember what happened after that timeout. All I know is I looked up at the clock. It was 5.5 left in the game, and I'm shooting 2 free throws to tie the game.
With the fucked up pinky.
With the pinky. I'm shooting 80% in the tournament at this point from the line. Yeah. So I'm giving cats 20 and 10, all lays and dunks, and 80% from the free throw line.
Y'all went off to win the championship, though, right?
We beat William Penn, so came all the way back. I was at this point in the game, I only had like 6 points in the second half with 14 to go in the clock. I finished with 22 and 12.
Oh yeah,
so I turned up, bro. I went off, and like I said, I really don't remember everything that happened. I just remember coming out of the timeout, it was all kind of like a blur. And then when I like kind of came back to, and I could like go back to it, like, damn, it's 5.5, 5 left in the game. I'm shooting 2 free throws to tie the game. Oh, it's up. It's up. Yeah, it's up. Yeah. So we got on the road. We beat them. I ain't heard from that coach since.
Yeah,
we beat them. Then we go on, win a national championship, man. And then that was it. That was senior year.
Yeah. So now, out of all the coaches you've been through, and then ending at Texas Wesleyan and winning the national championship, how you feeling with that coach? How you feeling overall? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you like, I finally ran into a coach who just let me play? And how you feeling at this point, bro?
I'm just glad that we didn't get into it and I was able to stay out his way. Like, I was just happy that we was able to get through the year with no issues. Everything was copacetic. Honestly, I ain't say much to the man. I understood. He expected me to produce. I expected him to let me produce. And he had it real clear and cut. Nigel, I understand the things that you've been through. As long as you perform, you will play for me. I said, fine. I ain't got nothing else to say. And we stayed out of each other's way. When he coached, I let him do his thing. I ain't give him no issues. I made sure I was in class. I was on time early to practice. He had to actually lock me out of the gym. He called my mom, was like, I have to kick him out of the gym. He's in here too much. And I feel like he's going to burn out before the end of the season. He used to lock the doors on me, bro. Me and my homie Sam, we'll be trying to go to the gym, and then we got to call the security to come open it. They got to call coach to confirm that it's okay. Coach like, no, don't let Nigel in the gym. He's locked out for the day. Come on, bro. I ain't got nothing else to do out here. I ain't got nothing else to do, bro. Let me go to the gym, bro. Leave me alone. So then we got plugged at TCU down the street. So I'm like, hey, Coach, you don't want to let me in here? I'm finna go to the gym, bro. I go to TCU every night. That's where Desmond Bain, he played for the Grizzlies now. He was there at that time. Jalen Fisher was coming in. He was there at that time. And so we was getting in the gym with them all the time. I just started going over to TCU and putting in work. and I got it in. You're not gonna keep me out the gym, bro. Like I'm not. I don't come here for nothing else but to play ball. So you
Yeah.
telling me I can't go at the gym? This is a problem for me. This is
Problem.
a
Hey,
problem,
long as you won a championship for that, man,
man.
you got good grades, all that type of stuff. Now, I did want to add this too, though, Nigel. When you was going through all of that stuff, man, different coaches, school to school, and you had some moments where you probably felt like you had a bad attitude. Did you go to your father for advice or both of your parents to see like, what am I doing wrong? Am I doing something wrong? How should I handle this? Like, how supportive was your parents when you was going through all them schools?
Man, it was interesting, man. I used to call and talk to Pops about it because he was had his own experience at his school as well. But he was just like, man, you gotta just play the game, stick it through. It wasn't easy to deal with. Mom's had the same tone too. It was kind of like, I didn't always call back home crying about it. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, this is what I'm going through. It's irritating, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't necessarily put that on nobody else. It was my dream. That's how I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? And although I did have the support of my parents, my mother and my father, did the absolute best they could throughout my life to make sure I had everything that I could have. But when I got to those points and those moments, I probably wish I caught more to get advice and things, because your parents and people ahead of you are there to help guide you through those moments. And I don't think I leaned on that enough. I think I kind of got into a state of, this is my dream, I'm gonna do it, and so I'm gonna push it. I understand that everybody ain't gonna have it the same way, and so I gotta make it work as best I can. So if I run into a problem, I'm gonna figure it out, and that's kind of how I handled it. I wish hindsight is 2020. I would probably call on them a little bit more and explain more of what was going on to
Mm-hmm.
get better advice on how to handle it, moving forward. But I was my own man, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I figured it out. And so I probably could have avoided some of those issues if I'd have talked about it more. But I was more so like, I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna get through it. It don't matter. It don't matter. I'm not gonna call back. I ain't going home. So however I got to make this work, I'm gonna make this work, and that's kind of how it was for me. So
Yeah, yeah. And I like the word that you said, I'm gonna get through it. And you did get through it because today you leave for Africa. Now
yeah,
I know you probably had some stuff going on, but before we started, like I told you, I love that the fact that you're going to Africa. I think it's so dope. You in Arizona, so man, let me get it like a chain or something. You know what I'm saying? Like a huge chain or
for
something,
sure,
something, man. You know what
for
I'm saying?
sure.
But you know, and no disrespect to you, I don't want to skip over anything, but you are a current pro and you leave for
Yeah,
Africa today. How did all that come about? Like you going to Africa and all that type of stuff.
man. So 2022, I wasn't sure if I was gonna hoop again, right? Because the way the world had got flipped upside down by COVID, and so it was just interesting. So 2022, I actually started to get back on the hunt to go back to the G League, try to make that work, and was going around traveling, playing in all these little camps and stuff like that. And then I ended up not getting into the draft, didn't get drafted. I had an opportunity with Grand Rapids Gold that ended up falling through, and so I ended up kind of in the win. You know what I'm saying? And so right around Christmas, a few days before Christmas, I got invited to the combine in Paris, the Basketball Africa League combine in Paris. Out of the whim, you know what I'm saying? They put together a list. My name came up on the list. I got invited. So then I instantly switched modes. You know what I'm saying? I went from work, father mode, everyday life mode to pro mode. Overnight, I was like, all right, bet it's time to get back in mode. So I locked in with my brother in Rochester, Minnesota. Started getting in the lab where him was going back and forth to the mill, and then just last week I ended up coming back to AZ. But yeah, so in Paris is where it all happened, bro. Like, bro, it was NBA people everywhere. the Basketball Africa League, people everywhere. It was a big time showcase. I was out there with Dwayne Wade's son, a few other high level prospects. Like a lot of the Africans are on a draft board now. Some high level kids, man, and it was just a dope experience. I ended up being ranked like top 5 at the combine. Was just doing my thing out there, and then I ended up the coach Luis, Ozembeek. He was there and he liked me from the get go. He said he loved my energy, he loved how I lead, he loved my approach to the game. And so after I came back from the combine, we started texting, going back and forth, and then he put an offer on the table. For those that aren't familiar, the Basketball Africa League is still new. It's only 3 years old. It was supposed to come out in 2020, but then obviously COVID changed the whole world. So 2021, 2022, and now 2023. So this is the 3rd year, but it's supported and backed by the NBA. So it's there's eyes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's always, these games are basically like a hot little quick little tournament for you to go do what you need to do and get put on that stage for everybody to see it. So as soon as the opportunity came through, bro, I was static. And what's crazy about it is, like, last year in January, before season 2, I had emailed every single team in the league trying to get a roster spot in January of 2022. So I was trying to figure out how I can get into the league the whole year before that. Fast forward, God working mysterious ways, bro. He be moving and grooving. Man, a whole year later, I'm in Paris at a combine for the Basketball Africa League. A year later. And it's like, dang, okay.
Like, yeah, like, so did you get an invite to that, or did you have an agent at this time? Like, how did you get up
So
to the combine?
my agent is still connected, got a few guys in the G League, but he ended up, he was in Vegas because you know how they have the showcase in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Vegas out there, and I guess some conversations came up. My name got brought up for the combine. I got invited. They only invited, maybe it was, who was there? It was maybe 10 Africans, 10 kids from Paris, and then 10 Americans. So it was pretty clear cut, small numbers, small groups, because they was trying to get the best talent. It was a whole full combine type thing. We did our hand stretch, the body fat, the vertical jump, the wingspan. It was everything. So the 3/4 course sprint, shooting drills, it was the whole 9. And performed and did my thing in that. And then the opportunities came, man. So I'm grateful, 100% grateful.
Dope. And the resume, like I said, I ain't want to skip over it, but I know you did other stuff. Like, you played for the Santa Cruz, the G League, and what else you say, the Grand Rapids?
Yeah, so that was a tryout situation. So they was going to bring me in as a tryout player, but then a returner from last year, he decided to come back. So
Okay.
it's like, yeah, we're gonna go with the guy that we know, bring him back in, and so I just got moved off the list.
Okay.
Yeah, so Santa Cruz was crazy, bro. I was out there with the killers, Clean Anthony Early, Terrence Jones, Jeremy Parker.
Early, bro.
Well, I was out there with the killers. So it was a humbling experience, because that was when I started to learn how to truly be a professional. Golden State runs their whole structure like a factory, bro. It's a
Yeah.
structure over there. It's high level stuff over there, and not just in Golden State, but in Santa Cruz as well. They do things a certain way, and
Yeah.
that's why they're always successful. That's why now you can see them pop off at the end of the year and become contenders. They just do things the
Got
right
that
way.
system. Yeah,
The
they got
system is flawless over there in Golden State, bro. And Loon and Poole is in a great situation, obviously, right? But the structure over there is flawless, bro. And that's why they do what they do.
yeah, and that's cold. So, man, that is so dope, man. You going to Africa, make sure you have safe travels, man. Um, man, good luck on the rest of your journey. Stick with it. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing that you can tell your son, your family, bro, your friends that lived in Africa, you played in Africa. So, I'm pretty sure all the stuff you went through, now the business side, and I never played overseas, but I know I have a lot of friends that did. My best friend Mark Landry played over there. A lot of people
Plethora.
keep them contracts.
You goated too, man. You got a lot of
Oh,
connections, man. You
thank you.
connected with a lot of cats, bro.
On some real stuff though, Nigel. Make sure I know it's exciting to go, to Africa and whatever in store for you, man. Make sure you read your contract, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always tell people because I only can speak because I played in college and I didn't know this, but when you sign that motherfucking letter in intent, it's like you signed to death row. So you know what I'm saying? So
That's
do that
it.
in your professional world. But before I let you go, though, hold on, man. I gotta ask you some stuff, man. You ain't just cut loose just yet.
Got
You
you,
know what I'm
got you.
saying? Yeah, yeah. But yeah, a few things. So let me see. Start, bench, and cut. Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Dame Lillard.
That's not easy, man. See, okay. I think Dame is so underrated and slept on, and his ability to play this game is, bro. I'm biased. I'm a little biased, bro. But I gotta. People might kill me for this, but I'm starting Dame. I'm benching Steph and I'm cutting Kyrie.
Hey, your opinion, but hey,
Hey, listen.
it's gonna be my people watching this, and just know it's gonna be your people, your peers, your family, friends. So just be expecting a lot of phone call. I like it though. It ain't
Yeah,
bad.
I got it. Anybody, but like this though, game is arguable against anybody. If you go toe to toe, talent for talent. Now, if you start factoring in accolades and all of that, obviously there are some discrepancies on his end. But when you talk about pure just ability to play the game and hoop, and come on, bro, it's not too many cats better at this game than Dame Lillard, for real,
They ain't
for
complacent.
real. For real, bro. So he's shooting just as far as Steph can. He's finishing above the rim. Kyrie not finishing above the rim. He's finishing, but Dame will go punch on you too.
Yeah.
So that's what I just gotta go Dame just because I just
Okay.
so
Yeah, I messed with it. Now you think that was tough. Now this about to be tougher. Now people gonna really be calling you after this one. So since you've been playing basketball, and I gotta explain it this way, because ain't no cutting no corners, Nigel. And we
right.
talking elementary, AU, middle school, high school, junior college, pro.
Okay.
If you had to have a starting five with Nigel Young included in it, so you got to basically pick 4 people that you play with your entire life, who would your starting five be? From point guard to shooting guard. And don't get it twisted, Darvell Brown is your best friend.
That is my homie. Oh man, that's not even right. Okay, so I guess I look at it as different phases in my life. Obviously, I have my high school and under, then I have my college, and then I have my pro. I've met people in all those phases of my life that I can see myself getting down with. So I'm gonna do 5 from each time period. I'm gonna do 5 from each.
Smart man, boy.
I'm gonna do 5 from each time period. If this is
Start with high school.
high school and under, Jarvis Garrett at my 1. Period. Point blank. Pooh was one of the coldest point guards I've ever seen in person. I remember the first time me and him played 101. He was a freshman, shredded me. I couldn't stay in front of Pooh. I was like, okay, obviously I can't guard that well, so I'm gonna guard you every day until I can stay in front of you. So Pooh at the 1, I'm throwing Darvell at the 2. I had to throw Darvell at the 2. Give me JP at the 3. Sam Decker and me.
I like that. That's high school, right?
Yes, high school. You know what? I'm taking Sam Decker out. Give me D Burton and JP. Me,
Okay.
D Burton, JP, Poole, and Darville
I like that. I like that. Now,
coming out of high school.
what about you? Got to give me one more because I got one more question after this. So I'm gonna make it easier for you. What
Right.
about as far as college and pro? Can you give me 5?
Okay, so college, my point guard is my homie Paris Burns. It's a dog. I told you he from out west, Proviso East, big time. He my PG. My young boy actually, the Kimbe. I played with him uh at Chicago. He was a young cat then, but he got go. Young African cat, long, freaky. I'm going with him. My homie Sam Daniel, I just met in Mexico. Shooter, 6'8", got motor, OD motor. That's 3. So I got Paris, the Kimbe, Sam. That's 3. And then I'm gonna go get one of my guys from Aussie that I play with, Lockie Barker. Lockie Barker, 2 guard,
Yeah.
about 6'2", 6'3", got a clip, dumb clip, athletic, extremely competitive. But yeah, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that 5 right there. There's some other people in there that I can get, like my homie from Texas, Sam McConnell. He's a wing, but we play the same position, so I can't put him over me.
Exactly.
But he's a wing animal. Animal. 6'5", 6'6", brolic, animal. But
People calling you, bro.
yeah, my boy,
Calling.
it's my college and pro is hard because I met so many people, and I got so many guys that I rock with heavy. But if I had to pick, yeah, I gotta. And then I also got to think about the fit too. But if I'm just going straight up, straight down, it'd be those guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Now this is the last question for real, before I let you go, because I'm pretty sure you got a busy day today. Last question. What advice would you give these kids today?
Take advantage of the times, right? Y'all got a device in your hand that allow y'all to have access to every bit of information in the world and expose yourself to a lot of people. Take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? And be careful of the things that you're exposing to these people, right? Because these people out here that are vultures and are coming and trying to look for things. And if you're trying to play basketball on a high stage and get in front of these people, these corporate people, your image matters, your perception matters, and the way they think of you and view you matters. So put out the person that you want them to see, the real person that you want them to see, deal and heal and fix the things that you need to fix and deal with, but portray who you really want them to see. If you're trying to get these scholarships or get these professional contracts, you're it's like credit. You know what I'm saying? You're who you used to be matters, and who they see you are now matters. So make sure that it all is in alignment. Take care of the people around you. Be nice to the people around you. You won't believe how many of my coaches, professional contracts that I've signed, where the coaches have called my high school coach, or called the janitor from the high school, or called the teacher that I used to be close with. Like, they call these people to validate and verify your character. Character is the biggest thing. Your talent will get you a job. Character will keep a job. Big, real simple.
That's some great advice. And like I said, bro, I thank you for sharing that. I thank you so much for sharing your story. I thank you for taking the time out your day to come to the Barcode Podcast 414, bro. Like I said, man, like, success, grind. You need any advice, let me know. Man, you a wonderful guy, and there y'all go, y'all got it. Everybody that was inboxing me, texting me, get Nigel Young, y'all. This is him right here. Thank you so much, bro. We out, y'all.